Hello and welcome to Long Beach Lens. I am your host, Derek J. Simpson, Executive Director of the Long Beach Community Action Partnership. On this show, our first guest is a personal trainer and someone that I really admire watching when I'm in the gym, though I don't take her class, and that's Mo Brown. How you doing, Mo?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. So I'm going to get around to taking that class.
Okay.
I guess I'll ask you all these questions
Hold you
first
to
to be
that,
sure.
okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, now we have proof, right? So describe your specialty, Mo. The first time I heard you, I literally heard you through the wall. I was
Right.
on the treadmill just doing my leisurely walk, but I heard this like upbeat music and this high energy and everybody yelling. What's your specialty?
Compassion,
Compassion.
perseverance, and the will to step outside of other people, outside of yourself.
Right.
Learning to just be there, and you're not in there. I'm not a teacher. I'm you.
Right.
So when I come in, I want people to feel, or individuals or my family, to feel comfortable. You know, everybody go through stress in their life, right? So when they come in the gym, they don't want to feel intimidated. They just want to have a good time. So I blast the music. I get in trouble with that sometimes. Eden's like, low down the music. And I just can't help it because it's with the heart. The beat is with the heart, and that's with the music.
Right. And I would say that your class is intense. Would you describe it as that as well?
Somewhat. I think that people want a challenge, but they're afraid. So what I would say is if I have an individual come to my class, or a member come to my class and say, just try me for 10 minutes. If you don't like it, you don't have to stay. But try me, because I think everybody needs that push.
So let's talk about the class in specific. So
Okay.
here I am, I'm a new member of a gym, or I'm
Right.
looking for something where I've come to this place in my life where I really feel like holistically I just need to get my, maybe I want to get my weight under control, maybe I want to just get my cardio addressed. What would I be able to achieve by working out with you?
For one, you will get your endurance up
Okay.
tremendously. More so confidence, because when you step in the gym for the first time, you get intimidated because you see other people, you think,
Right.
oh my gosh,
Right.
you know, it's too overwhelming. So when you come to the class, it's like a no-judge zone. We all here together. You don't have to have a profession of dancing. You don't have to know how to do 12 push-ups. You just have a good time. So it helps your endurance, and it helps this the most.
Now, when you drive down Pine Avenue, I've noticed recently, it looks like a gym on every other block.
Yes,
And
yes.
So if I'm just someone, a professional, or maybe a student who's just looking to get into something,
Right.
what would you suggest a person look for in not only the personal trainer that they work with, but also the types of regimens that they choose for themselves?
Well, it varies because it's what it's called personal training, because it's personal. So if you're pursuing that, you will want to speak to an individual who is all about you. There are personal trainers who are good, but you can be phenomenal by just being and understanding what that need of that person is. You ask questions, don't assume. And if you just want to just have a person, you really have to know what your goal is. You I just want to lose weight. Okay, well, they're going to say, well, do cardio, you know. But if you really, really want to lose weight, and not just lose weight, make it as a lifetime goal for you, then they're gonna ask you, what are you eating? What is your cardio looking like? Do you know this? Do you know that? They're gonna give you that, systematic information that you need,
And I've heard you actually suggest that to someone when I was walking by the desk, that, if you're trying to deal with weight, for instance, because that seems like something that many people focus on, that it's not just the working out, it's the combination of working out and what you're eating.
Everything.
And it's a holistic approach to that.
Sleep, everything.
Sleep even? Huh?
Yes,
Okay.
because that can do all types of effects of your body, just like stress can.
Right.
People I'm working out, I'm doing this, but they get stressed out. That can overload your body. So you just have to really educate yourself, research it. Don't just listen to what someone else tell you. Research it yourself, and then try different things that may work out, may not work out. And it's a lifetime journey. So don't everybody want to have this nice body. They want to have him or her body, but just have yours. And love your body, and just go along with the journey.
Now, I know we have limited time on this
Right.
segment, but I want to ask you some questions that I'll come back to others in a moment. But you talked about before the show started, your show that you're doing, and you have dancers.
Right.
Explain more about what's that all about.
I have a show in Costa Mesa coming up November 7th. It's called A Fiasco 8. One of my cousins, he has a gym out in Costa Mesa, and he throws shows. He's a boxer, and I have dancers, and I have a dance company called Misunderstood, and and it's just eclectic women who have different styles, and men, and we just go out there and just perform and inspire. That's what we're meant to be, meant to do.
Okay.
So.
And you also mentioned a book.
Yes.
So some insight as to what this book is going to reveal about Mo.
The book is titled No More Sorries.
No More Sorries.
No More Sorries.
Okay.
Because why would you apologize for being you?
Right.
So I always insinuate that in my classes. The only time I give them a break is when I talk to them, and I tell them things that we all need to hear. Whatever's going on in your life, I want to inspire and motivate people and push them, and tell them that there are things in life you're gonna go through, but you just gotta keep pressing, and you gotta believe, and you gotta love yourself more so. So.
Do you find that self-esteem issue is really a big deal for people coming in?
Yes.
Yeah.
And when they come to class, they want it, and what I love about my class is that my students will invite other people that they just look and may feel scared, and they just like come take the class, and they let them know this is how the class is. Mo is not like this, and it's not about just me being a teacher, but I just want to be more than that, more than a leader,
I know when we were talking and I mentioned that I was like coming 3 days a week, and then for health reasons I had to stop, and then got back involved again, and I noticed after a year that some of those guys that I had been working out with were a little bit more cut, and it was kind of discouraging, because it's like, man, had I kept going, maybe I could have been maybe a little bit better in shape. But I wanted to ask you, because I think the inspiration part and the motivation part has got to be a large percentage of just success, right?
Mm-hmm. And I think that there's some times when people may talk to you about it. However, I think it's more so yourself. Don't worry about what the next man is doing. Every time you do that, you set yourself up. So just enjoy your journey. It's okay. I have my highs and lows, and I still do. But it's all about perseverance, and just say, okay, I'm going to do it. Whether I'm tired, I'm just going to do it.
Right.
And so that's.
Well, one of the main reasons that I wanted you on, because as a professional, I just really respect and admire the way you go about taking care of your business.
Yes, sir.
And then I also realized that, as we all go about this journey, that's called life, that unless we have our health, it's really going to not matter much what else we get after that, if it's certainly bad health. So when you talk to people, what are some of the key points that you use to inspire them to move from wherever they are, whether it be that they're intimidated or they don't have enough time? I'm sure you hear all the excuses as to why people aren't doing it. How do you get them to move from that place to where you can help them be more proud maybe of themselves and their efforts? Being there with them. Okay. Because someone needs somebody, and sometimes they feel like they're by themselves, and we all feel like that, you go in stress, whether it's bills, kids, and you just feel stressed, and you just don't have that motivation. So I'm there through all of their journeys, all of their journeys. Now, do you feel that makes you unique in your approach? Yeah, I feel that, because I want the same thing, I know what it feels like to lose a mom. I knew what it feels like to go through things. And so I wouldn't tell somebody to go to overcome this if I never been through it, So I want to be relatable to everybody. And I want to be there, because I'm just like you. I just want to help and be that support. Right. Speaking of help, because some people have been on the sideline of life for so long.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they think they get into that class and they maybe get a little bit too excited. Next thing you know, they're grabbing a hamstring or or whatever the case may be. But what about injury prevention? I mean, how do you prepare people to, you know, get ready for whatever it is that they should be doing in terms of a healthy workout?
For me, I would like for them to maybe, before coming to my class, you can go to the treadmill. I know it's kind of boring, but just walk for maybe 5 minutes just to get the body warmed up. Stretching is important. Stretch every part of your body. Make sure you're hydrated. That's very important. And make sure you don't do too much of an activity just yet. Just get yourself warmed up. Get your body warmed up so your bones can, you know, loosen up and your joints can be okay, and then, you know, your blood flow and all that. So.
Now, what if a person can't make the gym? Well, I mean, you know, sometimes now you drive around and you see trainers pop up in any vacant space on a park or, you know, wherever the case may be. But if I'm getting off late at night or, you know, people, what would you suggest to them to just kind of keep the momentum going on those days when they can't get into the gym to see someone like you?
If you have a dog, walk your dog. If you have your significant other, go ahead and you guys do a little brisk walk. Walking, just doing the simple thing by walking can do a lot more than just not doing anything. You can go to the beach. Everybody loves water, so go to the beach, look out, go outside and just get yourself out, and, you know, just something easy for you, but as long as you do it, you know. And
what about from a nutrition perspective? How would one go about picking the proper diet for them? Is it just what the doctor says, or are there other suggestions that you might recommend?
There's other I think that it varies with your body. It could be allergies, it could be anything. So you have to ask those questions first before you implement any type of regimen. And I don't really like the word diet. Healthy living, you know, healthy eating. Because you want to make it tasteful. Because when you say diet, you limit yourself, right? You're like, oh, I got to eat this dry chicken, you know. And you want to add some seasoning a little bit, and it's okay. So it all depends on your body type and what you're trying to, you know.
Well, speaking of limit myself, I got to limit this time. We're out of time.
Man, I wanted some more.
Thank you so much
Thank you for having me.
the information. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we will be meeting with Long Beach City College trustee Sunny Zia. Stay tuned for more Long Beach Lens.
Very pet friendly. Everybody has a dog in Long Beach. It's Dog City.
Well, there's everything to do here. You got the Pike, you got Queen Mary, you got the beaches, you got paddle boarding, surfing. You go half a mile that way, you got surfing, you got downtown.
I just think it's the most incredible, most beautiful, most unique city, which has so much to offer. So I love it here and I'll never leave.
Welcome back to Long Beach Lens. I am your host, Derek J. Simpson. Our next guest is someone that I respect here in our community for what she does, and that's Long Beach City College trustee. Please welcome Sunny Zia. Hi, Sunny.
Hi, Derek. Thanks for having me.
Yes, as always. So I've gotten to know you in the last year or so, but some of the other people watching may not know who Sunny Zia is. Give us a little insight on who you are.
Sure. Well, I'm a first-generation immigrant. I came here when I was 9. We came here, we escaped a war-torn Iran, came here with nothing but the clothes on our back, my mom, my sister, and I, in pursuit of the American dream. And my American dream was access to affordable higher education and being able to serve this great country of ours as a public servant. So I went ahead and I became a civil engineer. I achieved my master's degree from University of California, Irvine in the field, and it led me to a 20-year career, a nearly 20-year career in construction, engineering, and environmental infrastructure projects. I also was able to fulfill my American dream and have the profound privilege of getting to be the Long Beach Community College District 3 trustee last April, and have the privilege of serving my community that way and becoming a public servant. Before that, I was in the public service arena in the nonprofit and philanthropic domain, yes, and I was doing my work from getting my fulfillment that way in working on humanitarian projects locally and globally, projects that spanned from working with at-risk youth to dealing with poverty and in a sustainable manner through micro-lending and working with refugee resettlement projects and veterans, and also dealing with at-risk youth and supporting our youth and our displaced Americans and veterans and getting them integrated back into the society. So in summary, who I am is really a public servant. I'm just answering my calling of serving our community and making a difference.
Wow, you said a lot. I don't need to ask any more questions.
Oh boy, I hope I didn't say too much.
No, not at all. So let me ask you, because you mentioned many things that we do as Long Beach Community Action Partnership in terms of serving the community and those who are low income. With civil engineering and everything that you've been doing, what was it that inspired you to say, Long Beach City College trustee, I think that's where I need to focus my energy and time? What was it that excited you about that opportunity?
Well, I feel that the community college system is really the only affordable route that is left for our underserved community. I come from a very humble beginning myself, and I'm the byproduct and a success story that access to affordable education works, and I'm a byproduct of the public education system, and it led me to a successful career, a successful life. And what I wanted to make sure we preserve is that same access for our future generation. Community college systems provide so much opportunity. It's kind of under the radar. Not many people, it may not be at the forefront for some people, but it's really a great way for people who, let's say they lose their jobs, they can get back into the workforce and get trained in an affordable manner. Or students who want to matriculate, go into a four-year institution, they have an affordable means to do that. And it really inspired me. And again, like I said earlier, it was really my calling. I felt that I wanted to make sure that the students in our community have the same opportunities that I had that led me to a successful path, and also be able to really contribute and invest in our city's future by supporting our youth, by supporting our community in this manner.
So when I look at you, I don't see those days of poverty. I mean, very polished, very professional, very articulate and eloquent. But what are some of the misconceptions that you may have encountered as you've made this transition and working at the college, and what you do at the port as well that we'll talk about?
Sure. Well, I don't know what misconceptions there may be, but I could tell you that when I knock on the doors of my constituents, my community members, when I talk to my district, they're happy, they're proud that we've increased transparency, that we're working on opening up the books.
And that was a big deal for you. I mean, there was a lot in the newspaper about that, and back and forth on the board. Seemed like some tense times, would you say, or no?
I have to say that it was, I'm a big proponent that the public has the right to know. I mean, I've lived in my early childhood. I was in a system in a country that didn't value democracy. I've seen what could happen if democracy is not being instilled or followed or honored. And I feel like these are our core principles: the public right to know, our First Amendment. It's huge, and we need to fight for it. It's very incremental. Sometimes it may not be that visible, but it was my way of fighting for the public's right to know where their money's going. I would want to know. If I don't know as a board member, how could my community that I've vowed and given a promise to safeguard their tax dollars know? And I have to say I'm proud of that. I'm proud that they're noticing it. They're grateful that I'm focusing on making sure that their tax dollars are being invested in the classrooms and on students rather than an administrator's high pay executive salary.
Now, you mentioned earlier, as we were just talking, about how you talk with your constituents, and you literally get out and walk your district, huh? Even when it's not election time. I think I heard you talking about that. What makes that important to you?
Well, I think I certainly don't come from a background that is a politician. I view myself as a public servant, and I feel that it's my duty as a public servant that the buck doesn't stop at election season. It's a dialogue. I may not be aware of some things that my constituents and my community want me to focus on, and I can't just operate in a vacuum. So I'm getting out there. I'm seeing what they want me to. I'm checking in. It's a dialogue, and seeing if they're happy with what I'm doing, with what I'm up to, and also seeing if there's anything I could do better to serve them. And I'm proud of that.
I was mentioning that I was driving in my car and listening to a local radio station, and they actually interviewed our mayor of Long Beach, talking about the college promise and about this phenomenon in Long Beach of students getting their first year at City College free. What are your thoughts on that, and what's the impact been since that's been in place in terms of student enrollment?
Sure. Well, we just had that the expansion of the Long Beach College Promise, and I am so proud. I couldn't be prouder. It was something that was in fruition. They were working on it, and I have to really give a big thank you to our Long Beach City College Foundation. They're really the ones that were, the people behind making it happen, so from a dollars and cents standpoint. And
those are private funds then that are raised to help offset those costs.
Yes, and
that's amazing.
It's fantastic because before it was the first semester, but there's a lot of partners. Long Beach Unified, Long Beach City College, the leadership. I'm proud of that. That's one of the biggest things I'm proud of, because again, access is opportunity for students, and it expands that. It provides more opportunity and more ease for students to have a pathway to become college ready, to become career ready, and it's very inspiring, and it's one of my proudest things, one of the proudest accomplishments for our institutions that I'm very happy about and inspired to have worked on it.
Now, you've been a leader in your corporate settings and in life otherwise, but what have you learned about yourself as a leader since you've been a trustee at Long Beach City College?
Well, Derek, I think with enough conviction and enough belief that you have the opportunity to believe in values and fight for your values, and have enough conviction to make it happen. Change only comes with that kind of belief, an unshakable belief in values, and hard work, and you can make that possible by perseverance and hard work. I believe in standing up for one's conviction and values, and I believe in the ability to persevere, because it leads to results. And case in point, what we were talking about earlier.
So, looking forward as a trustee, what are some of the things that you can see on the horizon, either that that will be happening, or things that you would like to see happen, given the success that you've had thus far at the college?
Sure. Well, I'd love to see, and I'll be working on a community and student workforce agreement where we're creating jobs for our community members and students. It's otherwise known as a project labor agreement.
Right.
I would be very proud to get behind that to support our local community, our students. I'm going to continue to ensure that there is transparency and there's fiscal accountability so that we save money and we put it in the classrooms. I'm also going to be working on finding opportunities and promoting and advocating for opportunities of internships for our students and jobs for our community members that come to Long Beach City College.
And those internships, actually, we have a couple of Long Beach City College interns behind the camera here now, and
I heard
in the control room. So we're very proud to be a part of that as well. And I know that's a big initiative for our mayor as well, with his community internship program. When you see a potential student at Long Beach City College, or a student at City College, or a student in the community that would be a good fit, what would be your message to them to encourage them to either come to the college, or if they're there, to encourage them that they've made a great choice in their education pathway? What would that word of wisdom be from Sunny Zia?
Well, I'm not sure if it's so much a word of wisdom. It would probably be more words of wisdom coming from you. But I would say my message to them would be that Long Beach City College has everything that they need to achieve a first-class, affordable education, and I'm proud to say that. And I hope more of our students take advantage of that opportunity and come to our community college district.
Well, Sunny, I know that I've seen your work from a distance, and I've had the privilege of working up close with you on just brainstorming how we might be involved in the community. I know I've seen you at the My Brother's Keeper meeting originally, and that's an important initiative for our community. I really respect the way that you do stand for your values, and that you do serve us in this community with your mind wide open to the possibilities. So we're out of time, unfortunately. I know we could keep talking, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
It's been an
and
honor.
Continued success to you and the other trustees at the college, all of whom I have great respect for.
Thank you, Derek.
Sure.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, that concludes our show. I'd like to thank Mo Brown, who was on earlier, and Sunny Zia for joining us today on this program. Be sure to follow PadNet TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest updates. This show has been brought to you with support from the Long Beach Community Action Partnership. Thank you for watching another episode of Long Beach Lens.